Hello everyone, Joe Neate here, executive producer on Sea of Thieves with another dev update. Not weekly. It doesn't sound right without weekly dev update, does it? So first of all, I wanted to talk a little bit about Legends of the Sea, the update that we put out last week. It's been great to just see people going around discovering all of these player kind of commemorations that we've been putting into the game for the last couple of years now. We always wanted Sea of Thieves to be a place where players' stories that we didn't yet know what was going to happen would be things that we would see, we'd read, we'd hear about, and they would become special to us, and we would kind of want to celebrate them as the ongoing part of the lore in the world. And it's been amazing to see how that has played out. So what makes Legends of the Sea really special? It was actually the idea that came from a designer that actually joined us from the Sea of Thieves community. So Aaron Lee joined us a while ago. He was actually a deckhand, originally kind of helping moderate our kind of community on the forums, but joined the team and really came with this passion for the player commemorations that we'd done, and really wanted to kind of take that further and think of a way that we could, you know, kind of make it an even stronger part of the game itself. So this is something he's been working on off and on for a while, and eventually it got to a place where we were like, yeah, this makes sense to release now. And so to kind of see him go through that journey of really kind of loving the stuff that we were doing as a member of the community, to coming and joining the studio itself, and now to be able to kind of release this to the world. And obviously there's a lot of other people on the team involved in kind of making this happen too, the Legends of the Sea update. But it's really cool to see just this kind of journey he's been on, and then for this release to come out and to see how well it's gone down. And I just love that story. I love that, you know, we've created this game and people have played it and then eventually come to kind of work at Rare and have now contributed and got to experience that kind of feeling themselves of the things that they've come up with going out to our players. Just a really, really cool story, and just part of that, again, the whole journey that we've been on this project. So super cool. So alongside the Legends of the Sea, I wanted to talk a little bit about an issue that was introduced with this update, which was the Reaper's chests that you get from Fort of the Damned weren't registering when you cash them in at the Reaper's hideout itself. Others Reaper's chests were working fine. We've identified this issue. We're now been rolling out a fix over kind of the last 24 hours or so. By the time you watch this video, that should now be fully resolved across kind of all players. So yeah, apologies for introducing that, but we've identified the fix and it should be now rolled out to everyone. I wanted to also to share a bit of kind of information and data around the crossplay opt-out that we put into Adventure in the last week or so as well. So we were really kind of interested in looking at the data to see how many people here would actually kind of choose to have this option to opt out, so they could just play with other Xbox players using a pad, or if they wanted to stay in that crossplay pool. Our assumption would always be that that would be a small percentage of our player base in Adventure, and now that we've looked at the data, we've kind of can see that that's backed up. So approximately 7.5% of people in Adventure have chosen to opt out from crossplay to just play with other players on console using pad, meaning that 92.5% or thereabouts are still in that crossplay pool. And the kind of server density, so the amount of ships that you'll have on servers at any point kind of during a 24-hour period, is nigh on identical across both of those settings. So we look at the graphs and they're basically just kind of tracking each other. So as we expected, the way that we fill servers, the way that we migrate people across has led to basically just the same kind of server population on both of those settings. So there's no difference between the two. It's purely just choosing who you want to play with. As part of looking at the kind of server density as well, when we're looking at the crossplay and the kind of opt-out pool, we've also just looking at the kind of server density over that 24-hour period. Like at off-peak times, it definitely drops a little bit below where we probably think that it should be. So we're just looking at tweaking some settings to make migration a little more likely, especially at those kind of off-peak times, just to ensure that we have the desired kind of ship density across all of our sessions that we've always kind of wanted. So it's been really useful actually to really kind of take a kind of deep dive into that data itself, both to validate that the crossplay and the kind of opt-out pools were working as we expected, but also for us to look at just the overall experience and go, oh, actually, we could make some tweaks here just to kind of raise that density at those kind of off-peak times anyway. So yeah, really happy with the Legends of the Sea, kind of how it's released. Obviously, we hope to have that fix rolling out to you ASAP. But again, just wanted to share that data really around how the crossplay kind of setting has rolled out and the impact it just has on the overall kind of game experience. So as mentioned in the last dev update, we are revising our approach to our video content. So this is going to be the last dev update in this current format. And our new approach to video content will start on February the 12th, which is where we'll have our first Sea of Thieves news update being shared with everyone. So that's something to look forward to. So that's it from me for this dev update. So as always, I'll see you on the seas. Cheers. the last dev update. Be back again in a few weeks with another update about Sea of Thieves from a developer perspective, but with a new font. So anyway, yeah, if you liked today's video, feel free to like, subscribe, or click that little ship's bell.